Now, the race to develop a vaccine against COVID-19 is heating up, and Israeli companies, some of them, are right in the mix. Among them is MigVax, which had already developed a vaccine against a coronavirus strain that affects chickens. Now the company is working to transform that into an oral vaccine for humans. Now, of course, developing a vaccine will actually be just step one into what will be now a competitive global market. And MigVax is prepping for that battle by bringing in a heavyweight in the pharmaceutical world, appointing Eyal Desheh, the former chief financial officer of drug giant Teva, as its new chairman. He joins us now in studio. Eyal, thanks for coming. Now, we know the race for the vaccine is heating up. We hear reports about this British company AstraZeneca moving forward into tests. Where is MigVax now in terms of its vaccine?
We're starting our experiments with animals, mice. Development of vaccines, unlike drugs, could be very fast. You get results within a few weeks, and then you move to human. So it will take a few months. If everything goes well and all the results are right, it'll take a few months, and we'll get to phase 3, which is a large number of people that need to be tested. You know, we're hopeful. We believe that we have very strong scientists and the north in Kiryat Shmona has been working on this vaccine for 4 years already, and the adjustment from chickens to human is not a walk in the park, but we have a very sound foundation to start with.
Right, that's giving you perhaps a leg up. Now, obviously, others believe in it. I just want to note that the Jerusalem-based the crowdfunding platform, venture capital, has invested $12 million in MigVax on this effort. But how prepared is MigVax, even if you develop the vaccine, to then scale up? Because distribution is going to be key here.
You're absolutely right. Production, manufacturing, and then distribution. It's got to be a global logistic effort. We have an advantage, I believe, over some of the other developments because our vaccine is oral and not an injectable.
Right.
So it's easier to produce. There is more capacity in the world to produce. But think about this, that we'll have to immunize billions of people, and everyone gets at least 2 doses of the vaccine, because that's how it works with the coronavirus. So we're talking about many billions of doses that will have to be produced very fast to be ready. That's a huge effort, and you know, we're proud to take part of that. We are preparing, in parallel to development, we are preparing the manufacturing process. We are in touch with local and global foreign producers. The main effort would be production, because the world right now is short of capacity, and for production of billions of doses of vaccines. And that's where the main race is going to be.
Right. Now, you're talking about billions of doses of vaccine. Let's touch on an issue that's been a little controversial, which is who gets the vaccine first. And we've seen controversy over some countries in Europe, for example, signing contracts or making commitments to actually distribute in other places like the U.S. Where is MigVax's commitment, especially, I guess, obviously to Israel?
The answer is obvious. I mean, we're first and foremost committed to Israel. We're committed to the region also, and then to the rest of the world. But our first commitment is Israel. We are here. The scientists are all Israelis, and that's our first commitment. You know, there's a lot of misinformation or disinformation about commitments and countries. The customer is going to be a country, most likely. And every country today is trying to secure the vaccine for its population, you know, people are talking to us as well.
Now, MigVax has an interesting development, how the company itself developed, that maybe speaks a little broader about perhaps Israel's advantage here in developing this. Could you talk a little about that? Because it is quite interesting about the company of MigVax and why maybe Israel can become a leader here.
Sure. First of all, MigVax is a spin-off from MIGAL. MIGAL is a research institute, actually an academic research institution in the north part of Israel.
In the Galilee, what we call
in the Galilee, located in Kiryat Shmona. It has 2 campuses,
right?
Offices and labs, huge labs. There are maybe 400 people that work there. It's not a small place, and founded in 1979, funded by Israel Ministry of Science and Technology, and they've been working on the vaccine for chicken and realized pretty quickly that this is very similar. The virus is similar. It's not identical, but it is similar, and that it can be adjusted or amended to humans, to the COVID-19 virus. Similar technology, and the company developed a very unique technology of how you tie in the proteins to create the vaccine. MigVax is a spin-off. I mean, the company was only created a month and a half ago. Has an exclusive license to use the technology and the patents in human beings and develop not just vaccine for the COVID-19 virus. Hopefully, we'll be able to create a platform for additional.
Eyal, briefly, almost like a personal question, but it's interesting. You come from Teva, the giant, not only of Israel, but in the world, one of the biggest companies, the largest generic drugs company. Now you're going to, I don't know if you call it a startup, but do you feel some excitement when you say that MigVax could be another Teva, not on that scale, but in terms of success?
I wouldn't go that far. We first have to demonstrate our ability to develop the vaccine for COVID-19.
Right.
I believe we'll be able to do it, but it's not a sure bet. Yeah, it is very exciting. The size doesn't matter. Look, in my career, I've been involved with 5 Israeli companies that were world leaders in their field, not just Teva. I worked for Cytex way back, for Checkpoint Software. I was on the board of Mobileye and Stratasys. So I learned something about how you build a world leader from Israel, from this country. I hope I can deploy this experience with MigVax, but it is exciting. And, my passion after leaving Teva, my passion is startup and small companies.
Well,
help them grow.
You have taken that challenge, Eyal.